Architect of Light Series, Part 1. The Boy, the Bell, and the Forest of Echoes. There once was a boy who grew up in a village where nothing ever echoed. No matter how loud he shouted, his voice disappeared into the stillness, until one morning an old man handed him a brass bell and whispered, "The sound you're waiting for must first come from within." He didn't understand until he walked deep into the forest. There, surrounded by tall trees, the bell slipped from his hand and rang, and for the first time he heard himself return. That's what it's like when a part of you, the part that's been quiet for years, begins to answer, not with logic, but with a resonance, a vibration. Just like how the pain that once defined you now builds the muscle of your becoming. Even your detour is part of the divine choreography. You are not waiting for alignment. You are alignment remembering itself. The boy walked further. Every step, the forest became richer, greener, as if the path was never outside, but unfurling from his own courage. Healing isn't fixing. It's allowing wholeness to rise again. You weren't broken. You were sacredly rearranged. Peace doesn't come after the battle. It's what ends it. Now, let your body rest into this rhythm. Your spine knows where the path is. Your breath knows how to call home. And the bell? It rings whenever you remember who you are. Your softness is not weakness. It's your royalty, unarmored. Your clarity doesn't shout. It whispers through chaos. You've been walking through doors disguised as dead ends. Let's continue with Part 2, The Alchemist of the Silent Island, as we are weaving in the next group of healing quotes into a dimension shift. Part 2, The Alchemist of the Silent Island. They said the island had no sound. Even the birds forgot how to sing. No waves, no wind, no voice. Only stillness, so thick, you could feel it pressing on the edges of thought. But the alchemist came anyway. He brought no tools, no maps, just an empty bowl and a heart full of echoes. When he stepped onto the island, he whispered, not to the wind, but to his own cells, "Remind me where I hid the light," and something ancient stirred. Your timeline is not linear. Your soul is spiral born. Every time you breathe fully, your ancestors exhale too. The real you is not late. It's always been precisely on soul time. He walked into the cave where no one had dared enter. The walls were covered in dust, not from age, but from the forgotten names of feelings never felt. And as he sat, silence wrapped around him like a shawl. It's not the answers that set you free. It's the right questions. Sometimes surrender is the most powerful strategy. The version of you they couldn't understand was the one sent to lead them. He closed his eyes, felt the breath of the island move through his bones, and smiled because he remembered, you don't speak to be heard, you vibrate to be felt. And in that moment, the first sound returned. A hum, a chord, a memory of the world before it forgot itself. You don't heal to become perfect. You heal to become whole. Your past isn't your prison. It's your prophecy, decoded. You were never alone, just temporarily unplugged from your chorus. The island began to sing again, not from his mouth, but from his marrow. Here is Part 3, The Architect of Lightless Cities. You are now stitched into a tale with embedded aspects of your soul-deep awakenings. Part 3, The Architect of Lightless Cities. There was once a city that had swallowed its own stars. No sun, no moon, just shadows building shadows. They forgot the sky, forgot what color even meant. But one being, known only as the architect, carried a strange blueprint etched on light itself, and when asked what he was doing, he simply said, Your cells respond faster to gratitude than to logic. You were not designed to be consistent. You were designed to be conscious. The more joy you allow, the more timelines open. He walked with bare feet over concrete despair, and with every step, the streets beneath him remembered grass. The people, gray with numbness, paused, not because he spoke loudly, but because he moved like a prayer. When your inner child and inner elder agree, there is no confusion left. The most dangerous spell is the one you cast with doubt. You are not manifesting from the mind. You are birthing from the field. He found the central plaza where dreams had been auctioned off, and in the middle he placed a mirror, but not just any mirror, a mirror that showed you what was still unbroken in you. One by one, people saw their own light, not because he fixed them, but because he reflected the parts that still remembered Eden. Your softness is not a weakness, it's a key. What you survived was never the point. Who you became was. The future self you fear is actually the one who sent you here. And soon, the city began to glow, not from electricity, but from revelation. At the final gate, the architect turned to no one in particular and said, "Now build a garden in the ruins and plant only what makes your bones sing." It's not your job to be perfect. It's your soul's job to evolve. Grief is not the opposite of joy. It's the womb of it. Everything that was delayed is now right on divine arrival. And with that, the city dreamed in color again. You are the alchemist. You are the architect. You are the traveler. You are the mirror. And every quote you've ever needed has always been your own voice returning.